Hello, I'm Kriti Mehta and you're watching Deep Dive on NewsX World. Today we will be examining what is being called the United States of America's most comprehensive effort yet in the strategy to win the global competition for AI dominance against China. Now, on November 24th, US President Donald Trump signed a presidential executive order launching the Genesis mission. This initiative has been framed as a massive national effort comparable in scope and ambition to historical projects like the Manhattan Project or the Apollo program, with the central goal of accelerating scientific discovery through artificial intelligence. Now, here's the Secretary of Energy, Chris Wright, talking about the mission in a televised interview. Listen in first.
With this pen today, President Trump signed an historic mission. This is reminiscent of the Manhattan Project that brought World War II to an early and successful end, similar to the Apollo projects that put a man on the moon in 1969. This is an all-in national effort to take the power of AI and pair it with the 40,000 outstanding scientists and engineers at our national labs to use the world's largest supercomputers to advance innovation and science, to fix our rising energy costs, to give better economic opportunities for our citizens, to make longer and healthier lives possible. Today was not incremental, Brett. It was transformative.
So what does the Genesis mission entail? The centerpiece of this initiative will be the American Science and Security Platform, a centralized, integrated artificial intelligence platform to be administered by the Department of Energy. The platform will bring together the United States' most powerful resources, including the Federal Scientific Database, called the largest collection of scientific data in the world, to train AI tools and systems. It will also integrate the Department of Energy's National Laboratory supercomputers, including the Hewlett-Packard Enterprise, El Capitan, an exascale supercomputer hosted at Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory in Livermore, California, currently known as the fastest supercomputer in the world. In fact, the mechanism is revolutionary. This platform will train vast scientific foundation models using massive federal data sets, essentially teaching AI to understand and interpret scientific principles at an unparalleled scale. These AI models will then power robotic laboratories, automating the entire research workflow, from hypothesis generation to experimentation and analysis. This means AI isn't just assisting, it's actively driving the scientific process, identifying patterns and making breakthroughs far faster than human scientists ever could have alone. The executive order explicitly outlines the priority areas for this AI-accelerated research. It includes securing American energy dominance through breakthroughs in advanced nuclear and fusion energy, and modernizing the power grid. It aims to strengthen national security by leveraging AI for advanced deterrence and maintaining a strategic technological edge. And it pushes for leadership in critical sectors like semiconductors, biotechnology, critical materials, and quantum information science. Notably, space exploration is also explicitly listed as an area that will benefit from this AI surge. However, the Genesis mission isn't just about scientific progress. It's a strategic declaration in a fierce global competition. The mandate frames this endeavor with an urgency likened to the Manhattan Project, explicitly stating that it's a race for global technological dominance. Now, this isn't just about out-innovating rivals. It's about securing a long-term strategic advantage, particularly against nations like China, who are also pouring immense resources into AI development for both civilian and military applications. Now, this is where the mission veers into potentially dangerous territory. The same AI capabilities that can design a new material for a better battery or optimize a fusion reaction can also be directly applied to autonomous military systems, advanced surveillance, and sophisticated cyber warfare. The platform's very name, the American Science and Security Platform, underscores the dual use of nature. Now, as these AI systems become more powerful, more autonomous, and capable of increasingly complex decision making, the lines blur. The military focus on achieving a strategic edge means the most advanced AI tools will inevitably be developed with defense applications in mind. This rapid development of highly capable independent AI, even if initially for research, significantly elevates the global risk of AI-driven strategic escalation. When AI makes decisions at speeds which are far beyond human comprehension about matters of national security, the potential for unintended consequences and uncontrollable conflict become chillingly real. Now, the Genesis mission is undeniably a monumental step forward for American science and innovation. It promises to unlock solutions to some of humanity's most pressing challenges, yet by prioritizing national security and explicitly aiming for technological dominance through AI. It also accelerates US down a path where machines could increasingly determine our future. At the same time, it also heralds the beginning of a dangerous new global race, similar in nature, albeit far in excess in terms of potential impact to the nuclear and space races of the Cold War. Now, to discuss all of this and more with us in depth, we have our guest, Tamir Periante, who is the Chief Technological Officer at Truly. He is joining us live from Tel Aviv. I extend you a very warm welcome, Tamir, and thank you for joining us here at NewsX World. Now, my first question to you is very simple. How do you see the mission Genesis? Is this the US trying to catch up to China on an institutional level, or the beginning of a deeper civilizational race along the lines of the nuclear or space race of the 20th century?
Hi, yes, so Mission Genesis is definitely not just about catching up to China. It's like a new start of a new scientific era. It is pretty similar to the scale of what we saw in the space races, but right now it's not, there is no the first to get to the moon. My guess is everyone will try to get their own foundational model to promote their own agendas. But yeah, it's not about beating to China, it's about progress.
All right. Now, I want to take another question for you. Genesis's American Science and Security Platform is designed to accelerate discovery in fields like advanced materials, fusion energy, and biotechnology by generating highly effective AI-trained foundation models. Now, if these models become the de facto global standard for scientific research, how will this affect technological sovereignty and research independence in countries like India, the European Union, or those in the global south? Specifically, does the mission risk creating a new form of digital and scientific dependency?
Yeah, so it's a good question. My guess is America AI becomes the scientific default, like other nations might risk losing independence, but you know, right now everyone uses their chips, the cloud. If you are running an AI company, you're basically running it around ChatGPT or AWS, right? Like everyone are US-based companies. So that creates a kind of scientific dependency where one country effectively owns the OS of global research, let's call it like that. But I think that many nations will push their own models, like foundation models, to avoid that, basically.
All right. And how does this securitization of AI-driven science impact the global discourse on AI and open collaboration? Do you see this focus leading to greater fragmentation, a split into US-aligned and non-aligned scientific research blocks? And how does this affect the international efforts to set common ethical frameworks and safety guardrails for AI?
Yeah, so that's a problem. Like once AI models become a national security asset, the openness drops and fragmentation might grow. In my opinion, we're likely heading toward two major scientific blocks. One is US aligned ecosystem, and the other is non-aligned, led by China, of course. And this will promote mistrust between the governments, and also maybe, as we spoke before, the US might let loose some of the ethics and the safeguards of AI because China wants to do them and they want progress as well. So that's a race, and with race we have less safety and less regulations. And yeah, that's about it.
All right, and could you also take us through some of the dire consequences with this kind of dependence on AI models? Where does the human intelligence stand? Is it sidelined more and more going forward?
I don't think I got the question right, but if you know right now, the main focus of these research teams is to make the foundational model much better on scientific research. And so it's not about having the best chatbot that does everything perfect. It's about making one single chatbot that will help entire industry to grow much faster, and eventually not a chatbot, but a supercomputer that just thinks faster and promotes the science while we sleep, and maybe even later creating simulations of realities, and they can have their own labs and promote research much faster than we can dream of.
All right, thank you, Tamir, for joining us here at NewsX World and sharing your insights. We do appreciate you giving us your time. And with that, viewers, it's a wrap on this edition of Deep Dive. Stay tuned to NewsX World for more international updates from across the world.